So today, my broskies, we are talking about Mouse PI for Hire. And in this game, we play as a detective mouse called Jack Pepper, who is trying to solve some mystery in this guns-blazing, jazz-fueled adventure that mixes hand-drawn rubber hose animation inspired by classic 1930s cartoons with the explosive carnage of a goddamn boomer shooter. Now I got to play a preview of this game, and in that preview I got access to one full level plus a little slice of what I think is the actual hub world and level select screen. And I am absolutely not going to drag this video out too much, because at the end of the day I only played one level and I got a little sneak peek at the hub. But even from that, I can already say that this left a way better impression on me than I first expected it to. Because some of you probably know that I was honestly a little bit afraid this game was gonna be more style than actual fun gameplay. And to be fair, style is obviously a very huge part of the appeal here. But the good news is, the gameplay is actually way better than I initially thought that it was going to be. So let's start with the actual combat. Now in the level that I got to play, we fight these cultist type enemies, which immediately gives me a little bit of a Blood vibe. We get a pistol, a shotgun, a Tommy gun, or SMG/assault rifle, I don't really know, it's a Tommy gun. Plus fists, dynamite, and also this toxic weapon that I cannot remember the name of right now. But that thing is absolutely ridiculous. It melts enemies down to their bones and it feels pretty damn good.
Let's dip.
And of course the dynamite also feels like a little nod to Blood, even if it's nowhere near as satisfying as the dynamite in Blood. But still, the weapon variety is nice, and the enemy variety surprised me too. You got cultists with shields, cultists with Tommy guns, cultists with shotguns, cultists throwing hands, and then 3 boss fights against these smaller robotic enemies that all behave very differently, yet similarly. And that right there is what made me go, okay, this game actually has more going on than I first gave it credit for. Now the weapons themselves, they feel good. Not amazing, not super chunky in that cultic kind of way, but definitely good. They look, however, phenomenal. They sound great and they do the job. They just lack a little bit of punch, and I think a lot of that comes down to the enemy feedback as well, because instead of blood splattering all over the place, the blood here is black ink. Now whether that is the right design choice or not, I honestly don't know, and I get why they did it, and it obviously fits the whole cartoon thing, but when you're blasting enemies apart, it does take away a little bit of that raw impact. It's hard to compete with red blood and meaty feedback when you're working inside this cartoon world, so that does make the combat feel just a little less brutal than it maybe could have. But where this game really started winning me over was in the level design. This laboratory level that I got to play absolutely nails it. You got small puzzles, switches to look for, platforming, office-like sections, more weird experimental 1930s laboratory areas, outdoor sections, bosses, secrets, and secrets that actually matters, secrets with small puzzles inside of them, like this lock-picking thing right here. It just keeps changing things up in a way that makes the whole level feel really fun to move through. I had a genuinely great time playing it. And the atmosphere, broskies. Holy crap. The audio design everywhere is really good. The music, the sound effects, the little cues, all of it just works. And then you start noticing all the tiny details. The little heart bouncing around as your health in the UI. The ammo icons animated down in the corner. The ridiculous amount of props in the environment. A lot of them are interactable too, and what's interactable stands out exactly like it would in an old 1930s cartoon, while the rest kind of just blends into the background. And that is such a smart touch. It works beautifully here. And the voice acting, broskies, holy crap, the voice acting is actually fantastic. So far from what I heard in the preview, none of the characters were annoying. None of them made me go, ugh, get out of here. And that is honestly kind of impressive. They're very well written, they're very well acted, and they add a ton to the atmosphere that is already doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this game.
Hello, dear sir. I mean, master.
I'm not your master.
Everyone's someone's master.
Okay.
Now, after I beat the third and final boss of the level, I got to the level select screen, or what I think is the level select screen, mixed with the hub world. And this is where my excitement for the full game went up even more. Because in the email that I got about this preview, it only mentioned one level. But after that level, I got dropped into this level select screen. And look at it! Just look at this level select screen! Ha! Look, some of these levels, they look very exciting. Now, in this level select screen, I got to take my little car and drive to this little town area where I could pin evidence that I had found in the laboratory, which ties into the detective side of the game. And I could also talk to different characters. Some of them seemed like they were there mostly to build atmosphere, which was completely fine, while others looked way more important, like the one who lets you unlock weapon upgrades. And these weapon upgrades are not just stat boosts either, they actually add alternative fire modes and visually change the weapons too, which is exactly the kind of thing I want to see in a game like this, so I'm so happy that it's here.
Come on, Jack, spill it!
Well, this might be bigger than we first thought. I found traces of Steve's dealings with, a technophile group, I think. A bunch of weirdo mad scientist types.
So honestly, based on what I played, this game seems to tick pretty much all the boxes of a great boomer shooter and then some. What it does not seem to do, at least not from this one level, is reinvent the actual gameplay. So I don't want to oversell that part. At the same time, don't get me wrong, because the gameplay is good. It is genuinely good and much better than I expected it to be. I was afraid that it was gonna look amazing and then just be whatever to play. But that's not the case. It is fun, it works, it's solid. It's just that the graphics and the audio, the style, the atmosphere, all of that is so ridiculously strong that the gameplay almost feels a little bit overshadowed by it. But even then, broskis, I came away really impressed. It runs well, it looks phenomenal, it sounds phenomenal, the level design is strong, the world has character, and that little hub world tease got me way more excited for the full release. So will it be worth $30 when it comes out? Honestly, I think so. Now, of course, I've only played one level and a bit of the hub world, so I can't say that with absolute certainty, but based on the impression it left on me, yeah, I'm spending $30 on this mothercracker. But let me know what you think down in the comments, my broskis.